The penultimate story of the Hartnell era, The Smugglers, is notable for featuring the first location filming of the series undertaken so far from London that it required overnight accommodation for the cast and crew. Owing to budget, technical limitations and time, all location work undertaken previously had been either in or around the capital. With the plot of The Smugglers lifted from the internationally successful storybook tradition established by the likes of Treasure Island and Moonfleet, it was decided a bit of location work shot in the picturesque southwest of Cornwall was a great opportunity to show off the essential Britishness of the programme, further increasing the international marketability that new producer Innes Lloyd was keen to develop. Unfortunately, the story is one of several from that era to no longer exist, but we do have the soundtrack and telesnaps available to get a sense of what this swashbuckling tale was like. 54 years after its original transmission, whilst visiting my mother-in-law and her partner who live nearby, I thought I'd take the opportunity to pay a visit to as many of these locations as possible. On the 19th of June 1966, filming began on location at Nanjazal Bay, a small secluded beach about a mile and a half from Land's End. Like much of the Cornish coast, the site boasts some dramatic cliffs and rocky coastline, with a cave at one corner of the beach used for the arrival of the TARDIS, where new companions Ben and Polly first step foot back in time.
Crikey, look!
Beyond the cave mouth, waves crash onto a beach.
Ben, I'm scared. What's happened to us?
I don't know. Or maybe some kind of hypnotist. Pinch me. Oh, not that hard.
Unfortunately, by the time I arrived at the location, the tide was coming in, so I didn't get to stay long for a look around this wonderful place. The cliffs overlooking the bay were also used for a shot in episode 4 where Josiah Blake and the militia arrive before heading down to the beach.
Blake and the militia finally sight the church along the cliff top. Eager for action, the revenue man leads his party towards the cliff path and the beach.
After their arrival in the 17th century, the Doctor and his companions head for a nearby church.
Here, look, it's a church!
So we are in our own time after all.
Yeah, you didn't really believe all that nonsense about past and future, did you?
The church and its interior were in fact shot in the studio, but the first view of its distant tower was shot at nearby St Grada Church in Grade. It was difficult to find the exact angle the church was originally shot from, owing to a lot of summer growth in the hedges and a herd of cows who looked somewhat disgruntled at my nerdish presence, but I took a walk up the tree-lined path to the church itself to take a closer look. Just up the road from this is Church Cove, where a now disused lifeboat house and quayside was used for a scene in episode 2 where innkeeper Jacob Cooper boards his small boat, making for the pirate vessel the Black Albatross. Just on the outskirts of the village of Helston can be found Trenethik Barton, which was most likely used as the exterior of the corrupt and villainous squire's house, although no telesnaps exist to confirm this. The building dates from the 15th century, and the converted barns in the ground served as the courtyard where horses are mounted by the squire and Cooper in episode 3. The Smugglers, despite its reputation as one of the last pure historicals, and one which is hardly remembered, has a significant legacy nonetheless. It serves as a suitably timey-wimey sequel to 11th Doctor pirate story The Curse of the Black Spot, which also filmed in Cornwall on board the Phoenix, a real sailing ship which has since sadly left St Austell. With that location filming between the 19th and 23rd of June 1966, a precedent was set for more further afield in later years, with the current iteration of the programme capturing footage in places beyond the 60s production crew's wildest dreams, like Dubai, New York, and Cape Town. But it all started in that beautiful little cave with the azure Atlantic lapping at the TARDIS doors.